everybody, Flip and Danny here, founders of the Freedom Real Estate Group family of companies, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, which is called
Freedom Through Passive Income.
That's right, and welcome to another episode, and this episode is entitled Motivational Monday.
Yeah. And after Motivational Monday, it's Impact of Office Artwork.
Yes, sorry, subheader, Impact of Office Artwork.
Yeah, so this is a new series. Thank you, Ben. Again, we love ideas. And he said, hey, why don't you do some Motivational Mondays and tie into the motivation that motivates you and Flip. There was some other things that he said that I can't even remember all of it, but that's why we're starting to do these. It gives us something to talk about that may be relatable to you because, we've gotten this far and, why and how did we stay so motivated when there's such, ups and downs and roller coasters, right? So one of it is office artwork. If you come to our office and you walk around, you're going to see a lot of motivational artwork.
Right.
I am typically the key reason for that because it drives me. Like I get pushed by things that just, give me motivation to get to the top. Like I want to get to the top of everything. And you're going to see a couple things that we talk about today. So, but there's a few in here that I'm going to let Flip talk about, the Jordan Belfort ones. If you want to kind of share, if you're watching, then Flip's going to actually put these on the video for you. But if you're listening, we're going to, talk through the quote of the artwork. And this one's a set of 3. So if you saw in my office, if you walked in or saw any social media pictures that I posted, there's like 3 ledges that Flip put up for me. And on these 3 ledges, there's some cute, knickknacks, but then there was also these pieces of art that we had on there. So go ahead and share.
And what's funny about this one, I'll tell you this real quickly, was on your desk at the old office, you had this quote next to, and because Jordan Belfort, what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio played him in the movie.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street, right? And so it was a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio as Jordan Belfort.
Yeah.
And then it had this quote next to it. And what I thought was the funniest was there was one point when we had some of our crew that rehab the houses. They were in the office and they saw that and they went, "Huh, ain't that the truth?" And I thought that was because this impacts everybody.
Yes.
But anyway, so this is. The only thing standing between you and your goal is the bullshit story you keep telling yourself as to why you can't achieve it.
Yes.
Amen, brother. And then another one is successful people are 100% convinced that they are masters of their own destiny. They're not creatures of circumstance. They create circumstance. If the circumstances around them suck, they change them. And then the last one is act as if.
Yep.
Act as if you're a wealthy man. Ooh, their words get really small. Rich already, and then you'll surely become rich. Act as if you have unmatched confidence, and then people will surely have confidence in you. Sorry, the letters are so small. Act as if you have unmatched experience, and then people will follow your advice, and act as if you are already a tremendous success. And as sure as I stand here today, you will be successful.
Yes.
Act as if.
Yes. So I really love those because those are lengthy quotes, right? Like if you, Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins, there's so many that they're flooding my mind at the moment, but they have very long quotes sometimes. And I love getting those framed in artwork because if you're just having a tough day or if you just need that boost of confidence or that, act as if like you're going, no, you got what's it called? Imposter syndrome, right? Where you're just so down, like, why would even people listen to me, right? Like, I don't even know that I'm worth being listened to.
Yep.
And that happens to everybody all the time. It is not uncommon at all. It's very, very common. And you need like that act as if sometimes to point you in the right direction of doing what you need to do. So I really like artwork that actually has full-on quotes that move me, and Jordan's quotes absolutely do. Then I like some of the artwork that has like this one that I'm looking at right now, and if you're watching YouTube, you'll be able to see it. But it's a picture of a big, tall mountain, and at the very, very, very peak, somebody is standing there, and the words on it say, "The person on top of the mountain didn't fall there." And that just reminds me that, hey, this climb and all the things that suck about the climb is worth it because that guy made it, right? And it was worth every single step and every single scratch and bruise and everything else that happens along the way. So I really love that one. And I remember multiple people have come into my office going, I have
a lot
work
of
of
people
art.
have that
So
one.
a lot of people like that one. Then there was one that you recently got me that's huge. And it's a picture of a lion, and it says, "It's not over when you lose, it's over when you quit." And that's one of the things Flip and I say on podcasts all the time. And they say, what is one of the biggest reasons of your success? And how do you answer it?
Never quit.
That's right. Never give up.
We never give up. We never quit. The 3 feet from gold. I will never stop burning and churning.
Yep, exactly right. So the lion is a good imagery for me. I love the thought of a lion because you have to be ferocious to get through some of the challenges of life, right? So we all have to be lions in some way, shape, or form. So I really love that one. And then the other one was actually from one of our rehab managers, found it in a house.
Found it in one of our houses that we were buying. Yeah,
and it's just a piece of wood, and all it says is anything is possible. And that one is like right across from my desk. If I'm standing there looking at somebody, talking to somebody in my office, because I don't typically sit, I always stand, I have a standing desk, it is right eye level with me that I can just see anything is possible. And I'm just like, yeah, that's right. Anything. And I think it's surrounding yourself with stuff like this all the time, everywhere. If you walk the halls of our office, we have those big glass things with big long quotes. We have, in fact, we are getting ready to come in here and record our podcast. There's that big success with the words on every single staircase that go all the way up. When you're walking into, when you go through the lobby past Bettyland, it says, work hard, dream big. I think it is. Like when you surround yourself with stuff like that all the time, and that's what you're seeing, like, your conscious takes it all in, right? And you start thinking that way, and you start just having more confidence in yourself and more belief in the ability to make things come true. And
that's right.
It's freaking awesome. Office artwork. I'm telling you, I've spent so much money on office artwork, but it changes my mindset. And I take pictures on social media all the time with somebody else who shares something motivational like that, because it's so impactful to me and things that I want. If I want my brain marinating on something, it's that. I want the motivation and the positive words of all I can accomplish and do in life, and that's why we keep driving.
That's
and right. I think that's why we are where we are today. At least one of the many, many reasons.
The positive goodness.
Yes, that's right.
No, I love it. Well, make sure you're heading on over to our website, freedomcapitalinvestments.com, to join our investor club. And we also have the swag on there, too.
Yeah.
And we're also on Facebook and LinkedIn and all those YouTubers and whatever. But let us know what we're doing. Let us know if you have any suggestions. Reviews would be awesome if you think this is beneficial.
Yeah.
I'm not bribing you.
Wink, wink. I
am. But we like to end all of our episodes with
invest smart,
live happy. Bye, everybody.
Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for individualized advice. Opinions and information on this show are not guaranteed. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss.